Got your T20s, T25s, and T30s. This week we're working on the Sprinter van. On this episode, we're building a bed. Even when you're tired as the day is long, you cowboy up.
Speaking of your tees, did you happen to notice that awesome Barfly shirt I'm wearing? Yeah, great music buddies of mine. Check them out if they're ever in your neck of the woods. You don't want to miss the musicianship there. Here I am unloading the van again. If I would have known that I would be spending as much time unloading and reloading the van as I am, I would have rethought some things. Now let's build a bed. So in order to frame out the bed, what we're going to do is my brother offered up some old concrete form wood. It's dry, it's going to need to be painted, but we're going to frame out the box with 2x6s, and then we are going to build some stands for the box to sit on, and on the inside we're going to do some runners as well as get creative. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of my brother, big shout out to him for offering up all this reclaimed wood. There he is now in his Nelson Pool Care shirt. He also offered up all the tools and stuff he needed, but as you can see, my sawhorse has changed from a Ford truck to a little golf cart. Easy go it is. He had more important things to do, like build awesome swimming pools. So be sure to check him out. If you need a new one, I think he's booked out for the next 300 years. Seriously. He's good at what he does. Let's get back to the bed. So I did some of this before on the ground, but since these are concrete form boards, this one just happens to be treated. I ran into the problem of having some nails in there. Well, since we're building a bed frame, we don't want to go in and try to put the sheets on and then end up getting tetanus in the process. So the solution to that is, these are pretty bent and real hard. Can't really reverse drive them out with the hammer. Well, that one did just fine. What I ended up doing with on the ground with the other nails is using this grinder in order to cut the nail off on the other side. But let's see if this one comes out. Well, that works better than I hoped. And now we're left with some wood character. You heard that right. This is all previously used for concrete flooring wood, which isn't necessarily the straightest, but you get some interesting pieces like this particle OEM board or OVM. I don't remember what they call it, but it's got a reflective shield on one side, which I thought might be useful for a little extra insulation under the bed. This has turned out to be a cool family affair. My dad has showed up here to drop off some decking screws so that I can adhere this bed all together. Here I've laid out the bed, and for the record, we're building a full-size bed, which is 75 inches long by 54 inches wide, which in hindsight, I shouldn't have built the bed to those exact specs, because you'll see why later. But now I need to go get more wood. It's not just a sawhorse. It climbs mountains. Maybe. We'll see. It was pretty slow going, but it got it to. Now we get to sort through all this stuff. I need to find one more piece of 2x6 that's at least 75 inches long. Fun. When we were kids, we used to flip these over, looking for snakes. Not in the mood today. Cool. Looks like I found my piece. Now to load it back up on that little bitty golf cart and drive it down that really, really big hill. Over there somewhere. I don't know who put this high rack on this golf cart, but it's a really good idea. Sweet. I don't know if this looks as scary to y'all as it does to me, but it's pretty crazy looking. Let's take a trip down the mountain. For the record, no, I did not tie down that 2x6 coming down the mountain because, hey, let's live life on the edge, right? That's what it's all about, having fun. I go ahead and cut off the ends of these 1x2s here that we're going to use as bed slats that I will end up screwing into the side rails of the bed. But we got to paint them first. Time to do some painting. Premium interior paint and primer. We're just going to do a single coat and see how that turns out, and we'll go from there. So I didn't have any kind of fancy paint stir. I just used the end of my broom that I use in the van for everything that's broken in half. That's been a very versatile broom. I almost feel like it needs its own nickname. So tell me in the comments what you think we should name our little travel broom that we found on the side of the road. I like clever puns. So not bad for a first coat. I'm gonna let this side dry and then go eat some lunch because I'm starving. Skipped breakfast. I'm so excited to work on all this stuff. But cool. I know a lot of people that would pay really good money for that distressed white look. And I didn't spend it. So building on a budget. That should be the theme of this show. After putting the first coat down on the ground on that piece of OMB board, I don't know what they call it. Honestly, I got done with acronyms when I left the Navy. But anyways, painting down on the ground was too hard on my back, so I did my best not to get paint on my brother's golf cart. But I think I did an okay job. I forgot to check afterwards. But I did get plenty of paint on Dad's little pop-up work table that we have here, but I don't think he minded too much. I think he just likes the fact that he was able to help me build this. So shout out to him because he helped a lot. So I'm pretty content with the white color after just doing one simple coat. It'll help protect the wood a little bit better as well as give us that aesthetic we need. Since this is an older wood, I definitely want to use a drill bit to drill pilot holes for all my screws. I got these 3.5 inch number 10 screws, decking screws that I'm going to use to anchor these together with. And I'm going to use an 1/8 inch drill bit to put my pilot hole in. Usually for softwoods, you want to use a 7/64, but since this is a drier, older wood, I want to give it just a little bit more room to get that screw in there without it splitting on me. So I went up to the 3/8, is that right? 1/8 size drill bit. Pre-drilling holes before I screw them in is one of the most tedious, monotonous, and annoying things for me to do for some reason. I distaste it almost as much as I don't like painting. But hey, we gotta go outside of our comfort zone in order to get the things we want done, don't we? But I ended up breaking a bit and then using what was left. I had to hammer it out a few times, and then finally I gave up on it and was able to successfully screw it together without cracking the wood too much. So we've changed our plan a little bit here. Instead of having this long bench seat in the very back, the problem we were going to run into with it being here, based on the full-size bed measuring from the back, it was going to end up hanging over the headrest of the seats probably by about that much, which
we could have built it high enough for someone to sit under, but if we hit a bump or something and they bounced up, their head was going to hit the bottom of the bed, which would not have been fun. So gonna sacrifice some of our living space here. Took the floor mat out, gonna have to recut that and refit it, but we ended up gaining a bunch of storage space. So in the process of building out the bed here, we're gonna, instead of having the bed come all the way up to the back door, we're gonna still be able to stand up in the very back of the van, and the bed will come back to about right here probably. I don't know, I haven't done an exact measurement, but then we can put it up next to the bottom of the bed, of the headrest here, and sit it low enough that we can still utilize this window for airflow while we're sleeping. So we're sacrificing the window for dude's seat when he normally rides right here to look out the window, but most of the time he faces out this one anyways. So sorry, dude. It'll be great for sleeping, I think. I think this is the move. So we built these to put the bed on. Let's see how well they work.
Those boxes look way simpler than they were actually to put together. Dad here helping me load in the bed. He was actually the one that did most of the building and fitting for those to even fit with all that twisted concrete wood. Now let's go home and see if the mattress Meta ordered is ready.
It's a mattress in a box.
It really is astonishing that they can roll these mattresses up and vacuum seal them and stuff them in a box to ship around the world. It's pretty cool. Let's see if our new bed fits. From this angle, you'll get a sneak peek of the insulation work we've been doing. Multiple projects at a time is the only way to get this done in such a short time frame. Meta Jane has wrapped the mattress in a mattress protector and a fitted sheet. We slide it in and it fits just fine. High five. It works. It's a bed. I don't think we've both laid on it yet. So I'm sure that will happen. And if anything does, like it breaks, you'll be the first to know about it. But I'm laying in the back of the van on the bed. It's pretty cool. How exciting. You want to see? See, here's the end. So plenty of space back there to stand and keep stuff. As well as, I'm going to try not to reveal too much of what we've done so far because we're ahead of the game. Woo! Legs. They go all the way to the bottom. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and do all that stuff you're supposed to do. If you have suggestions on what we should do in the future, put stuff in the comments. If you have better ideas, I know I've got a lot of them. Thanks again.
But you ride on, ride on. Even when you're tired as the day is long, you cowboy up and you